Welcome to creating a gamified assessment. Today we're going to use Kahoot to do just that. So let's jump right into it. So, objectives of this screencast today, we're going to be able to know what a gamified assessment is. We'll be able to know what Kahoot is and how to operate it from the administrator point of view, as well as an actual user, as if you were playing a gamified assessment yourself. And then we're going to have time to actually create a Kahoot at the end. So first things first, what is a gamified assessment? Well, obviously we've got the word game in it, so it sounds pretty fun. But a gamified assessment, you basically are evaluating a learner's knowledge, but you are incorporating game element. What does that look like as a teacher? Well, for one, you yourself are going to find that you're going to be really excited and happy because you're going to be able to see students' excitement as well, and you'll be able to get immediate feedback as well. The way gamified assessments are set up, lots of times it comes off to students as a competition. So there will be rankings, and it'll give students motivation to want to participate and to do their best. Now, granted, it may be an extrinsic motivation, but for the most part, because students aren't doing pencil and paper type of quiz, they will think that this is just a game. And because it is a gamified assessment, normally there are going to be a point system or point value involved. And once again, that gives students another reason to just be invested. Lots of time, bragging rights are enough to keep everybody's attention. And then finally, the students themselves, they become so excited, so invested when they get on the leaderboard, even when they see if they're not on the leaderboard, but that they're progressing, that they are showing growth, that they are constantly getting questions right and back to back. All of these elements of games we'll see today. So when we think about gamified assessments, we want to make sure we are choosing the best type of assessment it'll work with. And for Kahoot and for many gamified assessments, formative assessments are normally the go-to. Why? Well, formative assessments are not necessarily to evaluate a student's learning, but more so to monitor so we can see misconceptions, where there may be some gaps. And with gamified assessments, we definitely have those opportunities where you can go in and have those really quick conversations with students to bridge those gaps. And then because it's not a summative assessment where we're not evaluating, but like I said earlier, we are monitoring, the stakes are really low for students. So even if they're not grasping concepts right away, they don't necessarily feel defeated because they realize that this is more so of a chance to get better at whatever that content is versus this is a grade and I no longer want to participate. So the program we're going to focus on today, or the platform we're going to use, it's called Kahoot. And you're probably wondering, if you've never heard of it, what is a Kahoot? So Kahoot itself is a game-based learning platform. But when we talk about Kahoot throughout this, Kahoots individually, there are multiple choice quizzes. Kahoot actually just rolled out a new version lately. It's called Jumble, where instead of choosing the correct answer, students are given multiple answers and have to put them in a correct order. Let's just jump right in and we're going to make a Kahoot. When you type in the URL kahoot.com, it will automatically redirect you to kahoot.com/schools/. This is mostly because Kahoot is mainly for schools, but as you can see at the top, there are other ways you can utilize it in the workplace on a corporate level. Today we're focusing on how to do it in an elementary setting. So what you'll like to do first is click login. Once you're logged in, it will take you to a home landing page, and I'm just going to briefly go through it. So on the side, you can see there's my screen name. So if I can make Kahoots and I share them with the Kahoot community, they're very easily able to see that I am the creator of it. This portion right here where it talks about plan, Kahoot as of right now is free, but they have begun giving people options to upgrade to different tiers. And those tiers do cost a few dollars a month, but So they give you statistics on how much you've used Kahoot, the total number of players that have ever played it, total number of plays your Kahoots, and even the number of Kahoots you've created. At the top of your landing page, you'll see personal Kahoots. So these originally were all already created. And what I did was do duplicates, and I may have either added or subtracted extra questions to it. On the right, they give you more updates about your most recent Kahoots played. And then as we go down, they do a pretty good job of trying to stay up to date by giving you top picks, what's new in Kahoot, as well as tips and tricks to stay on top of it. At the top of the landing page, you'll see the home button, which is where we are now. If you click Discover, then it will take you to more of like a search engine where you can attempt to try to find any Kahoots that have already been pre-made. And these Kahoots range literally from U.S. presidents down to princess in literature. Even if you wanted to find a Kahoot about anime, I'm sure there's one in here. There are a couple of categories on the side, and as you can see as I scroll to the top over here, made by teachers. If you click the collection, really easy to see what all they have. When you open up a Kahoot that's already pre-existing or already made, it will show you the title of it, gives you options to go ahead and push it towards users. And then as an administrator, you can actually see the questions that the students would be seeing when they play the game. You can also see the timer for how long each question would run. This next tab right here, when we click Kahoots, it takes you once again to the Kahoots that you have actually created, whether they're duplicates and you changed a couple of questions around, or if you created your own. I made about 2 years ago. Visible to everybody. You can limit who sees your Kahoots, meaning you can limit who is able to share it, who is able to view it and use it. The last tab is the Reports tab. And when we click Reports, it shows you every Kahoot that you have ever played. As you can see at the bottom, I have about 87 total Kahoots. And when you click them, it tells you the date. It also tells you the number of students that played it. And you can download these scores and reports. This may be helpful for later if you wanted to see more of an analytical perspective. The more in-depth reports do a really great job for those of us who may want to see how to possibly put students into groups for the future. This is a part where you can see that if you had the upgraded feature, Kahoot will actually take it upon themselves to let you know what students may need help in certain parts of the quiz, meaning when they were taking it, they were consistently getting something wrong, haven't finished, maybe slow response time. With the free version, it shows you your top 5. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, it goes through the questions, and it actually shows you the number of percent of students that got it correct, percentage that got it incorrect, and then they even tell you the timing, how quickly students were able to answer these questions. We are now going to create our own Kahoot. First, we'll click the button that says Create New. When we do that, it prompts us to either create our own from scratch, or they give us templates to help us out. We're going to use the template Kahoot for formative assessment. Once we do that, you can see off to the side that they give you multiple screens that you could choose. We have true or false, where students would only have 1 or 2 choices. And then the rest of these are pretty similar. The biggest thing you'll see are the differences are with the pictures, which you can modify and make as personal as you like. And then you'll also see that the time changes as well. Once again, it depends on what it is exactly that you want to assess with the students. And you can also give each question a different point value. So what we are going to do first is we're going to start off with some background knowledge. This isn't necessarily mandatory, but I would suggest to start off very light and easy just so students can get used to it. And it's pretty simple. We're just going to replace it. I'm going to use the topic multi-step problems for our example today. So I probably would start by asking students, what is necessary when solving a multi-step problem? Probably only give my students about, we'll change it back to 20 seconds. The points for this, I said, what is necessary when solving a multi-step problem? And now here's the part where you can change and edit answers. So I'm going to say model and label work, which actually is the correct answer. Show every step is also a correct answer. As you can see, you can have more than one correct answer. All right, and so there we have created our question. I'm going to go ahead and click preview to see what that would look like. You can use your own questions just like I typed mine in. And this quiz currently has 9 questions, but if you wanted to add another, you'll just click the button and it gives you the options to either make it a quiz with more than 2 answer choices, so A, B, C, or D essentially, or true or false. If you do decide to use the upgraded version of Kahoot, they do give you more variety and options for what types of questions you can ask. Something else that's really interesting and helpful from Kahoot is when question bank at the bottom. So if you click the question bank, let's say I wanted to find more multi-step questions, but for whatever reason I'm really struggling, I can actually type in multi-step and I can scroll down and see other Kahoots that have been made, other Kahoot questions. And so I'm looking and I say, okay, Module 6, I know that's something we've done at school, which I do know is multi-step problems. So I'm going to hit the plus button. When you do that, you'll see that the question from the former Kahoot is now on yours. When you feel comfortable and you've previewed it like we've done before, you'll click done. And you can test it. So test it before you play it. So on the left side, this is what we would see as a teacher. And on the right side, this is what you'll see as a student. Once again, they can use any device as long as they're connected to the internet. Kahoot does a very good job of giving you lots of options. We are not going to change anything for right now, and I'm going to keep it at player to player, meaning everybody has their own device. The code pops up on the screen. So I'm going to copy and paste this. Students would type this on their devices and then put their name. I'm going to put Pitts. Once all of your students are in, you'll click start. And we'll begin. So on the teacher screen, this pops up for everybody to see. On the student screen, they have to choose any of these options. As you can see, the timer is going. As a teacher, you could skip it. And I'm going to go ahead and click one. So once all students have answered or the timer is up, it will show you this chart every single time, how many students chose which questions. This is a great time to always go over misconceptions. Right? If we want to end the game early, this is the podium. If other students were playing, we'd see them. And then as the teacher, if you want to get feedback from the students, how they think about the game, they could rate it. Do they learn something? Do they like it? Do they want to do it again? And when you are done, show feedback, and it shows the overall response. So hopefully this was helpful, and you learned how to use Kahoot for gamified assessments.